The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Some provinces and cities in northern Luzon have been preparing for the possible onslaught of Typhoon Betty. Reporting live from Baguio City, we have Elaine Fulgencio with the rest of the report. Elaine, how have local governments been gearing up for the worst of the storm?
Diego, authorities and the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council of the Cordillera region have raised the alert status to red alert. This means all rescue teams and rescue equipment are all set for deployment. Provinces in the Cordillera have been alerted, especially barangays that are at high risk of rain-induced landslides and flooding. This include at least 687 barangays across the Cordillera region. Abra and Benguet have the most number of susceptible barangays. Pag-asa earlier warned of heavy rainfall expected to fall over the Cordillera region starting today. With this, residents have been advised on possible evacuation efforts, especially for those residents residing along landslide and flood-prone areas. In the Mountain Province, members of the Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council of Bontoc conducted monitoring at areas prone to such situations. Diego, we are currently experiencing strong winds and intermittent rain here in the Cordillera region. The public is advised to be ready and take precautionary measures in case things get worse due to Typhoon Betty. Diego?
Yes, Elaine, can you describe for us how it looks like now in Baguio City? Are people mostly staying indoors or business as usual?
Diego, some residents have chosen to just stay indoors, while others appear to be enjoying the weather here, even if it's drizzly or raining. With regard to the traffic situation, we experience light to moderate traffic in the Central Business District of Baguio City. So far, there have been no suspensions yet in the classes and government offices here in Baguio City. Diego?
Yes, other than surveying areas prone to landslides and floods, do we know if authorities are also about evacuation in Baguio City? Are they prepared for that as well, Elaine?
Yes, Diego, the Social Welfare Development Office of the Cordillera region already prepositioned more than 47,000 family food packs and 27,000 non-food items. And the evacuation centers are already ready to accommodate residents who are going to be evacuated if in case preemptive evacuation will be implemented. Diego?
Okay, stay safe there, Elaine, and thank you very much for those updates. That was Elaine Fulgencio live from Baguio City. Typhoon Betty is starting to enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat as it slightly accelerates northwestward over the waters east of Cagayan. The center of the eye of Typhoon Betty was estimated at 525 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan. It's packing winds of 155 kilometers per hour near the center, gustiness of up to 190 kilometers per hour. Due to inclement weather, classes in several areas have been suspended. Signal number 2 is currently raised over Batanes, the eastern portion of Babuyan Islands, and the northeastern portion of mainland Cagayan. Meanwhile, signal number 1 is currently raised over the rest of Babuyan Islands, rest of mainland Cagayan, Isabela, Quirino, and the northeastern portion of Nueva Vizcaya, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, and the Mountain Province. Signal number 1 has also been raised over Ifugao, Ilocos Norte, the northern and central portions of Aurora, Polillo Islands, the northern portion of Catanduanes, the northeastern portion of Camarines Sur, northern portion of Camarines Norte. The local government of the Ilocos Sur province has announced that classes in all levels have been canceled, together with work at government offices today, May 29. The provinces of Cagayan and Apayao have also called off classes for the day. Classes in all levels in some parts of Ilocos Norte, La Union, Aurora, and Antique have also been canceled due to the threat of bad weather. More areas in the country have undertook preparations for the possible impact of Typhoon Betty. Residents from coastal communities in Cebu have begun securing their boats and their homes ahead of Betty's onslaught. Residents of Barangay Kotkot in Liloan have also prepared food and water that could last up to 3 days. Local officials of the barangay have meanwhile prepared evacuation centers and disaster rescue tools like life jackets, ropes, and chainsaws. Fishermen from Pasuquin, Ilocos Norte have also placed their boats in secure locations. Ilocos Norte's Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office says they have been on high alert since Friday. Evacuation centers and even animal shelters have also been prepared. Some 100 personnel from the PNP are on standby to assist in rescue operations, especially in flood and landslide-prone areas like Adams, Pagudpud, and Pasuquin. In Batanes, the local government assisted residents in securing their homes over the weekend as they prepare for Betty's strong winds. At least 29 barangays in Batanes are considered as danger zones. The provincial government said some 22 evacuation centers have been prepared in Batanes and preemptive evacuations have also been conducted. They also assured the safety of the almost 50 tourists that remain stranded in the province. Officials have likewise prepared food packs for evacuees and equipment in case of power interruptions. In Apari, Cagayan, authorities are continuously monitoring coastal areas as some residents are still seen at the seaside. Meanwhile, the local government of Solana has imposed a liquor ban. Over in Isabela, relief goods have been prepared for distribution. The local government has provided some 5,000 food packs, while the Social Welfare Department has pre-positioned 6,000 boxes. Batangas City also braces itself for the possible onslaught of the typhoon. Justin Punsalang with the rest of the report.
It's all hands on deck for Batangas City as the government geared up for the possible effects of Typhoon Betty. The local government places rescue boats and ambulances on standby, together with water trucks and generator sets that stood ready for deployment. Officials even brought out underwater rescue equipment. The LGU has likewise prepared its evacuation center with a capacity of 1,500 individuals. There will also be anti-COVID-19 measures in place as the LGU prepared an isolation facility in case evacuees show symptoms of the infection. Also ready for deployment are 1,500 food packs, which include rice, canned goods, and coffee. And should the LGU need more, the LGU has also prepared a little more supply ready to be repacked. According to the Batangas City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, of the 105 barangays in the city, 20 are low-lying villages with the risk of getting flooded, while 10 are being monitored for higher risks of landslides. Meanwhile, the Philippine Coast Guard has yet to issue overall trip cancellations at the Batangas port, but smaller boats have decided not to travel due to stronger waves. Passengers, however, said they do not mind and trust authorities to warn appropriately when it is not safe to travel.
Hindi naman po kasi aalis yung barko kung hindi nila kaya.
Kakancel ko dapat, kaya lang nakiramdam ako sa weather. Anyway, nagtanong-tanong naman ako. Pero it's okay naman daw.
Tawag ng tawag para lang ma-verify kung talagang mayroong kinalakihan ko na rin itong pag-travel ng dagat na to. So, parang sanay na.
The strong winds have been observed from Batangas Port all the way to Calapan City in Mindoro Oriental. But for now, PCG says the condition is not severe or dangerous enough to warrant the cancellation of trips. For News 5, Justine Punsalang, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The House of Representatives is set to pass 2 more bills determined as priority measures by President Bongbong Marcos. House Speaker Martin Romualdez said these are the proposed Philippine Salt Industry Development Act and Bureau of Immigration Modernization Act. The measures are scheduled for third and final reading this week. If approved, 33 out of 42 priority measures would have already been passed by the lower chamber under Romualdez's leadership. The House Speaker said this is in support of Marcos Jr.'s socio-economic agenda. He also said that these measures would sustain the country's economic growth and create more job and income opportunities. Binibining Pilipinas has crowned its new set of pageant queens. 22-year-old Angelica Lopez of Palawan bested 39 other candidates to win the night's top honor, the Binibining Pilipinas International title. Lopez was crowned and sashed by reigning Miss International 2022 Jasmine Selberg of Germany and Nicole Borromeo, the Philippines representative to the Japan-based pageant's 2023 edition, which is happening in October. During the Q&A round, Lopez answered the question on what makes her Binibini who walks the talk and who is beyond mere self-promotion by saying that it was her mother who instilled in her the values and morals she possesses, strength, courage, and tenacity. Lopez will compete in the 2024 Miss International pageant, and she says she will juggle her time between her studies as a psychology major at the Palawan State University and preparations for the international stage. Lopez admitted that she herself was shocked with the results of the coronation night, but she's grateful for her victory nonetheless.
Everyone's telling me that I'm fit with Miss Globe, and then I really, put in my heart. And I went to the church po last time. I prayed to God that I will be the next Miss Globe 2023. But sobrang nashock ako kasi God really helped me to get this far, and He can really make miracles, and it's really an answered prayer for me.
Bataan's Bet Ana Valencia Lacrini was named Binibining Pilipinas Globe in her return to the Binibini stage. Lacrini, who joined last year's pageant, will compete in Albania later this year.
Binibining Pilipinas is a family. I know all the staff members, everyone behind the stage.
Davao del Sur's Katrina Ann Johnson was named first runner-up, while Atasha Rain Parani of General Trias Cavite was this year's second runner-up. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I am Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.